morning, Blocker. Ooh, today's a new day. Where is my sunshine? Turn back. Alexa, turn off the table lamp. Alexa, turn on the table lamp. Good morning, Merle. Good morning, Ariana. Good morning, Bryant. Good morning, Dorothy. All right. Hey, hey. I can't explain. I should have brought up the lyrics first. I smile. Good morning, Mother. I smile. I smile. I smile. I smile. Oh. Ooh. Good morning, Judy. Ooh. Good morning, Don. Sopranos, take it, Sopranos. And there is no sunshine. Take it, tennis. Today's a new day. Hey, no sunshine. Anyway, good morning, good morning. Let me get this down. Come on, let's get them down to a nice hum. How is everyone this morning? That tenor one just almost took my throat out. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone? I hope you're doing well. It is Sunday, May 3rd, and the year of our Lord 2020. It is the first Sunday in May. We are so getting close. Nancy, did I say good morning? Joel, good morning. Jen, good morning. Nat, good morning. It is the first Sunday. Good morning, brother. It is the first Sunday in May. I hope y'all getting ready to have your muscatel or your grape juice and your little teeny tiny cracker or whatever you need to do. Good morning, Carl, so that you can have a little bit of joy this day. The peace of God passes all understanding. Listen, this do. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Good morning, Trenton. It was I'm trying to think what happened. Yesterday we got up and got onto city bikes, went to Lowe's. Good morning, Michael. Picked up some plants and things for the patio. Jeremiah planted. I put the extra things in the bag because I'm not a planter, even though my people were. I'm not a planter like that. So we did that. Got the good morning, Paula. Got the patio looking like something. So we're actually going to sit out there. I have a feeling for most of the day today. Good morning, Chi Chi, because it's beautiful. It's going to be 78 degrees here in New York, and it's time to enjoy it. That's why I'm dressed up like I feel like I look like the ice cream man today with my canvas jacket on and my gingham and my stripes, looking a little thuck in this jacket. That is the past tense of thick, because it's been six plus weeks and we've been enjoying. But you know what? I don't feel fat and I don't look it. I'm just feeling a little thuck around the jeans and the arm, which is just fine. Listen, a little extra ain't gonna hurt nobody. I've told you and I'll tell you again. You go into the hospital and you don't have a little extra on you, you're not coming out of the hospital. You need to have a little extra. You need to have a little thuckness, a little thickness on you when you go into the hospital. Otherwise, I'm just gonna say it. Where we want to go next? Anyway, enjoy the day today. Good morning, Chef Chris. Tomorrow would have been the Met Gala. I'm not sure if those of you who follow fashion know that. It's always the first Monday in May. And I have to tell you, good morning, Lee. I have a feeling that it probably was it was good that all this happened when it happened. The fact, that it's not happening tomorrow, been canceled. Good morning, Judy. Because y'all know that, I told you now, that book, was it The Taffeta something? I can't remember what he's calling it. The Chiffon Curtain or something, that Andre Leon Talley, this memoir, this tell some, because it's not a tell all, it's a tell some. So it's whatever, his book is coming out. It's good that it's not all happening at the same time, so people are not, asking why he's not there and trying to ask questions at the Met Gala. Well, I'm not RIP Met Gala, Chi Chi, because it'll be back next year. It'll be back in a different format next year with far less people paying far more money. same event, because they have to raise money. So it'll be something different. It'll be more exclusive. Like, we need more exclusivity in this country. But, and I say tell some, not tell all, because here's the thing: too many of the guilty parties are still alive, and while many of them are mad or got the feathers all up over Anna Wintour and how she apparently treats people. Y'all know she been treating people like that for 20, 30 years. That's why she wears those glasses. Because you ever seen those movies when the aliens, they take off the glasses and they got the entire eye is black? Good morning, Ashley. How are you? So, but that won't be happening tomorrow. So sometime tomorrow, go on YouTube or somewhere and go on Vogue.com, wherever you want to look, and look at some cute clothes. Don't buy nothing, because most of you ain't got no checks coming in. Because I know there are plenty of people, I'm not sure where you all are, there are plenty of people in New Jersey and New York who are still waiting since March 15th on checks to come in. And remember how they said that they were waiving that first week, and they didn't do that. They didn't waive that. They said that to people, and then they realized that people, they're holding off on enough people long enough that most people wouldn't even realize that they didn't get that first. They didn't do that. They did not get rid of the grace, that week grace period. They did not do that. So for those of you who are wishing and hoping, I hate to dash your dreams, but you're not getting that first week when you get the rest of it. And I hope you all get it soon. Where is it? Oh, speaking of, good morning, Justin. How are you? Good morning, Jacob. So tonight is the first night of CBS and doing it. It's Sunday night at the movies. So they're bringing that back. Those of you who are of a certain age, good morning, Stephen. Remember that CBS, honestly, all the stations, like NBC used to do it too. I can't remember. ABC didn't do it. They always had their half-hour somethings. But CBS and NBC always had a Sunday night movie. So CBS is bringing back the Sunday night movie. And tonight is going to be Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I hope you all will watch that. I have already watched it on Netflix or Amazon Prime, so I don't need to watch it tonight. We'll figure out something else to do. Probably sitting on that back porch, because we put up the disco ball. We'll put on some dance music and put on the disco ball and light some candles and sit out there and just a nice slow jam on a Sunday night. Why not? So that'll be fun. Trying to think what else. Okay, so this is gonna be a nice, easy day before we get to our hymn book moment. So I started watching. I told you all last week to look on Netflix for A Secret Love. If you have not watched that, go ahead and watch that. It is honestly, it could not be any more lovely. Good morning, Jolene. Good morning, Ruth. About friend Chris Boland's great aunt and her longtime companion, her lifetime love. So please watch that. But also, I watched and finished. I binged. Good morning, Frank Carlos. I binge watched Ryan Murphy's Hollywood on Netflix, which dropped on Friday, May 1st. And so I watched a couple episodes, and I watched the rest of the episodes yesterday. There's 7 episodes. It is about Hollywood in the late. I think they leave it kind of ambiguous, but it's supposed to be the late 40s. Good morning, Christian. And it's about a Hollywood studio owner, his wife, their daughter. No one knows that it's their daughter. Blah blah blah. Their infidelities. There's the whole. Did you ever read the book that Scotty, I can't think of his last name, wrote about being the Hollywood hooker? Anyway, it's like that is involved. They added all these things in. They added this African American ingenue. They added a bunch of gay characters. All these things, and it's interesting because there's so many colloquialisms, so many things that are just problematic. They use speech that we use in the 2000s, the 2020 what is it, the 20 teens, 20 aughts, whatever, and the 2020s. All the language, it seems it's a little too contemporary in places, mainly with the African American characters. The more seasoned actors in the show are giving full performances, and I mean, you're talking Rob Reiner, Patti LuPone. You're talking Mira Sorvino and Holland Taylor and Dylan McDermott, who's amazing. Jim Parsons and Joe Mantello are giving great great performances that seem a little rosy, a little Vaseline, but just enough. Just enough. The younger characters are struggling. Beautiful gowns. All of them wearing beautiful gowns. But the acting is it's okay. It's not spectacular. It's okay. The writing's okay. It's interesting because they're set in Hollywood in the late 40s on a studio system, and there are three black characters. There's a black writer who's gay. There's a black male writer gay. There's a black ingenue, and then there's character Hattie McDaniels comes in since she's the first African American to win Academy Award for supporting actress years earlier for Gone with the Wind. If you didn't know that, so all this is going on, and you look and you're like, there are no other black people, none. There are no maids. There are no Pullman car. No nothing on the set waiting to be put into a movie. They put this ingenue into a movie as a maid, but then they're telling her to be like Hattie McDaniels. I was like, well, why don't you? Where's Butterfly McQueen? Where are all the others who could be there? Where are all the other black characters? There were none. There was one guy at the beginning who was an extra waving his hand, and then good morning Coretta, good morning Margaret, good morning Robert, good morning Brandon, and then at the end, then they showed a family who, as the young ingenue, won an award. They're suing her because they're all, the idea that there's something more. The same thing, there's an Asian character, and the same thing happened to her at the end. Although they use a real person's name, and then they not bend the truth. They tell a lie. She never won an Academy Award for any of this stuff. And then they have this whole thing with Rock Hudson, and they change his story. And my biggest question with this entire thing is like, we're in a country and in a moment where people tell lies like they are the truth, and people start believing those lies like they're the truth. Which means at some point, when we look back on this period, there will be some historians who have put down these lies as if they are the truth, and generations from now will take them as truth. So when you start bending stories like this, and you don't say at the beginning, and this is historical fiction, we change this person's life to fit what we want it to, then people who don't know any better, who don't read, who don't know their history, will just believe what you're saying, Ryan Murphy, as the truth. Will believe what you were saying, Janet Mock, as the truth. And it's not. That's what I have to say about Hollywood. But you should watch. Y'all know I love a historical costume drama. And they got wigs on Patti LuPone's head that look so good. Some wigs when you pull them up and back, you see a little bit of kitchen, you see a little bit hanging off. They have that wig laced front from the rooter to the tutor and glued to her head in such a way that if she went out in the middle of a hurricane, her clothes may fall off, but that wig is going to be on her head. Watch the show, take it as you will. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable fluff. Jeremy Pope was lovely in Choir Boy. He's really good in this. He's really good. They have him breaking down and crying to the studio head owner at one point. I'm like, this just would not have happened. There's certain things that you did not do in mixed company at that time. So I know that would not happen. So there are things like this. Listen, Christian John, we can have a full length conversation about this over several drinks, and we should. Good morning, Jackie. How are you? But let's get rid of that. All right, so we've done that. Yeah, that's enough of that. I did love the idea of seeing Anna May Wong in there, but them changing her story or changing her history is offensive. Seeing what they did, it's like I kept thinking, like, was this young black woman supposed to be a Dorothy Dandridge character? Because these things never happened to her. So we have to figure out what the truth is and how we're going to tell it, or we have to say it's fiction. We have to call it as fiction immediately. But you cannot mix real people's names and false stories together like that, because people who don't know any better will think that you are telling a story that maybe they just didn't know. I wish I could think of Scotty's last name. That he was that old man who was the hooker at the gas station, and it had told everybody's stories. Good morning, Jason. How are you? Good morning, Gina. The name of the show is Hollywood on Netflix. You should watch it. All right. So the last thing I really want to talk about is this, and then we're gonna get to the birthdays and everything else. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Desmond. All right. So in the future, let's say 2020, 2030, in the future, 2040, wherever some of us will be. Good morning, David. How are you? Which person? Which person? The initial is RM. Good morning, Eddie. How are you? So my question to this is: in a world, in a perfect world, and not this one, and we know that this world will not be perfect in the next 20 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, because we have generations of people who continue to tell lies, to spread racism and hatred. So when we get past this, I mean, the question in a world that we could choose what we were going to do, would we spend? Yes, would we spend money? How did I say this? Would you prefer that we spend our money on our federal funds on science and research, or for getting rid of these pre-existing college debt? I say this because here's the thing: we're never going to have the money to do everything. We're never going to have the money to do everything, and I have plenty of friends who are screaming now because they want to get rid of the debt that they've already incurred. I don't know if we can handle that, but I think that we should be concerned with spending our money, our federal funds, our money, on science and research, so that where we are right now, hopefully we will never be in this, but we will not get ourselves in this position again, nationally and globally. In the future, will we continue to bail out big business, or will we fund health coverage? And I say coverage and not insurance, because insurance is a different thing. So would we prefer, or will we spend our money on health coverage as opposed to always bailing out the big business when something goes wrong, and never actually bailing out the individuals who put money into the system in order for the system to run? Because as we know, most of these big businesses have loopholes and they don't actually pay taxes. These are things we need to decide. And we know how we decide on those? By our vote. By voting for people who want to do right by American citizens, who want to make sure that we all have health coverage, who want to make sure that we have funded the sciences so that we can be taken care of in the future. Because at some point, listen, the oxygen's going to get thinner, because unless we're going to change how we're living. And we see outside right now, people don't want to change. We have to look at this, and the way we fix these things is by voting. And I say that because today we are 6 months away from the election in November. 6 months. 6 months. Get your voting shoes on. Listen, put your mask on, put your cotton turtleneck over your mouth and your nose, and get out there and vote. Whatever we have to do, we will get out. We will stand in line in front of our polling places and scream for our ballot, so that we can vote on that day and fix the problems that we are having right now. All right. Now let's get ready. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Timothy Lee, Larry Feltzer, Eliza Oman, Leon Antar, Thomas Gallagher, Gary Garrison, Stuart F. Lane. Hold on a second. Dulé Hill. I had to see his Facebook name, and I was like, wait a minute. Who are we going now? Ken Zachman and Dan Gnekis. Yesterday's were Calvin Lee, Lisa Gaida, Nehemiah Luckett, Dennis Adamson, Daryl Hux, Braxton LeBron, Stacy Highsmith, Michael Grayman Parkhurst, and Stefan Campbell. Happy birthday to you. Now it's time to open up the hymn books, see what God has done. Open up those hymn books so you can run. Open up the hymn books. If you all will now open up, I forgot to tell you, I am in there, I'm baking a lemon bunt cake right now. I'm gonna put a little lemon glaze on it later and have a slice of that while sitting out on the back patio. So delicious. So delicious. If you all open up your hymn books, I'm gonna have my breakfast first. I have some Greek yogurt with some vegetables, some fruits, and a little granola and some honey. I'm gonna have that, and then I'm gonna have some cake later on in the afternoon after lunch. If you'll open up your hymn books to Exodus chapter 17, verse 14. Exodus 17:14. After the victory, the Lord instructed Moses, "Write this down on a scroll as a permanent reminder and read it aloud to Joshua. I will erase the memory of Amalek from under heaven." Exodus 17:14. After the victory, the Lord instructed Moses, "Write this down on a scroll as a permanent reminder and read it aloud to Joshua. I will erase the memory of Amalek from under heaven." When God does great things for us, he tells us to remember his goodness. Write down the ways God has helped, moved, or worked on your behalf. Don't forget our God does great things. Don't forget our God does great things. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word. Have you written down? Have you written down what God has done for you? The greatness that God has done for you. I don't want to go back. This is going to wrap back around to what I was saying earlier about our truth being our truth for the future. We have to write these things down so that people remember. There are some right now, our librarians, our historians, whatever you want to call them. Good morning, Elijah. Good morning, Ballet. Who are writing these things down so that we remember in the future, so that we remember the truth in the future. As they always say, there are three sides to every story: his side, your side, and the truth. We need someone who is right, who is making sure that the truth is written down so that we can see it in our, not us, but our generations to come will be able to see it. For us right now, we need to write down those moments of goodness that God has done for us, waking us up this morning. In the midst of a pandemic, those who have already been through it, those who have stayed away from it, thank him for getting you through it. Thank him for making sure that even if the food is coming from a food bank, thank him for putting some food on your table today. Thank him for that mask you get to wear outside, or that scarf, whatever it is. You find a way with what you have to thank him for what he's doing for you, because he has done great things and will continue to. He will continue to. You know it. I know it. That's all I got to say. It's 11:23. That's all I got to say. I got to go check out my cake. I can't be up in here with y'all all day today because I'm going to be with you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I hope you all are doing well. It's beautiful out, I think, in most places today. Get out and with spatial distance, I'm telling you right now, somebody get too close to you, start swinging. It's like, if you're this close, you're too close. Pull up and get away. Get out, enjoy your day today, and we will be back together tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. 10 o'clock on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 11 o'clock for church on Sunday. So those of you who can't be with us during the week, we'll see you next Sunday at 11. Those of you who will join us tomorrow, we will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. If you have special prayers you want me to say to put out for anybody, or birthdays that aren't on my Facebook page, let me know and I will make sure that I say those as well. I love you all so much. I smell my cake. I need to go check on it. All right, bye Facebook. Bye.